Students, welcome you all to today's session. Today we are going to talk about the embryonic period, which consists of 3 to 8 weeks of gestation. This time is also known as period of organogenesis because various important organs throughout the body are developed during this period. Here you see a 5th week embryo. This is the 5th week embryo. What we have seen here? We have seen here the placodes, otic placode, lens placode. These are the pharyngeal arches. These are the somites. This is the umbilical cord. This is the pericardial bulge. This is the limb buds. So this is the 5th week embryo. Now come to our learning objectives. Today we will learn about embryonic period, neural plate, neurulation, neural crest cells and congenital anomalies related to these topics. Embryonic period. This is the time period which consists of 3rd to 8th week of gestational development. It's also known as period of organogenesis. 3 germ layers that is produced during the 3rd week of gestation now give rise to a number of specific tissues and organs of the embryo. Major features of the external body forms also recognized during this embryonic period. This is the embryonic disc. This is the 17-day embryo and this is the 18-day embryo. Last class we have seen that initially the embryonic disc is oval in shape, but gradually it becomes expanded in the cephalic region, and in the caudal region it is not expanded, it is narrow. This is the 3rd week embryo sagittal section. This is the ectodermal germ layer. Red one is the mesodermal germ layer, yellow one is the endoderm. And in between the ectoderm and endoderm, the black color is the notochord and the red color is the precaudal mesoderm. This means this mesodermal portion lies in front of the notochord. So it is precaudal mesoderm. After appearance of the precaudal mesoderm and notochord, the overlying ectoderm becomes thickened and form neural plate. This is our neural plate. This is the embryonic disc and this is the surface of the epiblast. This is primitive streak. So here we see in this picture, this is the 19 days embryo. Portion of ectoderm in the midline portion, that is central portion of the ectoderm, formed neural plate due to induction of the underlying notochord and precaudal mesoderm. And this neural plate is composed of neuroectoderm. Now this, after the formation of neural plate, the ectoderm is now known as neuroectoderm. These neuroectodermal cells ultimately give rise to the nervous system. Neurulation. It is the process where the neural plate forms the neural tube. The process begins with the lengthening of the neural plate. The neural plate's lateral edge elevate and form neural folds. Mid portion is depressed and forms the neural groove. Neural fold then approach each other in the midline and fused to form neural tube. So this is the picture for neurulation process. This flat one is neural plate, these are the neural folds and this is neural tube. The surface ectoderm that lies over the precaudal mesoderm and notochord thickened and form this neural plate. Neural plate soon folded and form the neural fold. And the depressed mid region is known as neural groove. And the lateral edge of both neural fold approach each other in the midline, and ultimately they fused and form this tubular structure which is known as neural tube, and ultimately it is separated from the ectoderm. And this is the neural canal. So from the neural plate, neural fold and neural tube is formed. This is the day 22 embryo and this is the day 23rd embryo. Here we see this tubular neural plate, how it is closed. This closing is begins from the cervical region and then it proceeds cranially and caudally. So here we see most of the portion of the neural tube is closed. At its cranial end there is an opening, it is known as anterior neuropore, and at its caudal end the opening is known as posterior neuropore. So this tubular structure has two openings, cranial neuropore and caudal neuropore. This is the neural tube of 23rd day embryo. This is the 25th day embryo and this is 28th day embryo. This is the anterior or cranial neuropore. This is the posterior or caudal neuropore. Anterior neuropore closes at day 25th and posterior neuropore closes at day 28th. Students, you must remember these two dates. During Viva exam, examiners ask you what are the date when the anterior neuropore and posterior neuropore closes. At the end of the 4th week, neurulation is complete. So the neural tube is completely closed and giving rise to this embryo. Fate of the neural tube. Neural tube give rise to the central nervous system and neural crest cells. This central nervous system initially composed of a broader cephalic portion and narrower caudal portion. This broader cephalic portion forms a number of dilatation that is known as brain vesicles. There are 3 primary brain vesicles, forebrain vesicles, midbrain vesicles and hindbrain vesicles. And this narrow caudal portion forms the spinal cord. So the neural tube ultimately give rise to the brain and spinal cord. Now come to the neural crest cell. This is the neural fold and the lateral margin of this neural fold shows some important cells that are known as neural crest cells. When the neural tube is closed, these neural crest cells migrate and detached from the neural tube and goes to several sites to form some other important structures. As because this neural crest cell give rise to many important organs and tissues of the body, sometimes they are referred as the 4th germ layer. So which are the neural crest cell? Cells that are present at the lateral border of the neural fold is known as the neural crest cells. Neural crest cell leaves the neuroectoderm by active migration and displacement, and they ultimately enters the underlying mesoderm. This red color area is the mesoderm and this blue color area is the ectoderm, and this is our neural tube which is composed of neuroectoderm. So after the neural tube closure, these neural crest cells leave the neuroectoderm by active migration and displacement to enter the underlying mesoderm. These are the neural crest cells. These are the neural crest cells. These cells migrate from the cranial neural fold to form the craniofacial skeleton. These are the pharyngeal arches which are supplied by cranial nerves. Neural crest cell in this region forms the cranial ganglia, glial cells, and in case of epidermis it forms the melanocyte. These are the fate of the neural crest cell from the cranial region of the neural tube. Neural crest cell from the other region migrate and form the dorsal root ganglia. These are the preaortic ganglia. These are the medulla of the adrenal gland. These are the sympathetic ganglia. So sympathetic ganglia, dorsal root ganglia, these are the sensory ganglia in front of the aorta, adrenal medulla. These are the parasympathetic ganglia around the gastrointestinal system. All these nervous tissue are produced by the neural crest cells. Here is the list of the neural crest cell from the textbook. Students, you must have to learn these 15 names of the derivatives of neural crest cell. This list is very much important for you. Now come to the congenital anomalies related to this neural tube development. Neural tube defects occurs when this neural tube closure fails to occur. Here we see that the baby has no brain. This condition is known as anencephaly. Here we see in the lumbosacral region there is a swelling. This condition is known as spina bifida. So if there is neural tube defects, there will be anencephaly and spina bifida. When neural tube fails to close in the cranial region, the most of the brain fails to form and the defect is known as anencephaly. Here is a baby with absence of brain tissue and the vault of the skull. This condition is known as anencephaly. It occurs due to failure of the neural tube to close in the cranial region. Second condition is spina bifida. It occurs due to failure of the closure of the neural tube from cervical to caudal region. This is the spina bifida at the lumbosacral region. Spina bifida again has two types, spina bifida occulta and spina bifida cystica. Cystica are three types, spina bifida with meningocele, meningomyelocele and rachis. In case of spina bifida, there is splitting of the vertebral arches. This is the vertebral body and these are the vertebral arches. There is splitting of the vertebral arches due to failure to close the vertebral arch. And here we see the neuron nervous tissue with its covering meninges. This is spina bifida occulta. Here the spina bifid, but the neural tissue is not involved. The affected area shows patches of hairy skin. This is occulta. And in case of spina bifida cystica meningocele type, here we see the fluid filled meningeal sac protruded through this defect and produce meningocele. When this sac contain the neuronal tissue, then it is called meningomyelocele. And in case of rachis, it is a severe form of vertebral defect where the neural plate does not form neural fold and this neural tissue is exposed to the exterior. It is the severe form of spina bifida or neural tube defect. So from this session we have learned what is neural plate, how neural tube is formed through the process of neurulation, what is the fate of neural tube, neural crest cell, how it is formed, what is the fate of neural crest cells, that is the derivatives of neural crest cell, and two important congenital anomalies related to this neural tube defect, anencephaly and spina bifida. Thank you all.